Hey guys, welcome to another video. And tonight I'm going to be talking about a truly special work of art. This is the life-size 1:1 bust of Logan the Wolverine as played by Hugh Jackman. And it's created by Queen Studios. Let's start by taking a look at a certificate. A lot of collectibles these days don't really have these certificates. It's an added cost. But really high class collectibles like those produced by Cinemaquette or Elite Creature Collectibles. They do still, I think, come out with these once in a while. It's classy, it's nice. I'll pan you this, you can read it for yourself. The artist is apparently a guy named Ryan. I don't know who this Ryan guy is, but whoever he is an amazing portrait sculptor and a genius. So here we go. That's that. The studio is based in China, and it was a little bit of a risk because they're a new company, and this is their very first piece. And so when you're asked to put down a down payment for a company that's never done anything before, you feel a little bit risky. You feel that risk, but I think it paid off very nicely. This is their first bust, as I said, and what a coming out party it is for them. They specialize in life-size busts, life-size collectibles, and they work in only the highest end materials. So basically, what does high-end material mean? Well, this is in the realm of what we call ultra-realistic portraiture and busts. And what that means is you're trying to create the illusion of life here. And there are a few people out there who are really good at doing this. Of course, you can imagine the price is not cheap, but almost always it's worth it. So here are the criteria for making an ultra-realistic work of art. Number one, the flesh and the skin is typically made out of platinum silicone. In this case, that's what they made it out of. I don't know whether it's platinum or not, but it's very high quality silicone. A nice backup, if you know what you're doing and you know how to properly paint it, is translucent resin. But those two media, the platinum silicone as well as the translucent resin, gives you that perfect illusion of depth and makes it feel like it's real skin, real flesh. So number one, platinum silicone. This thing has it. Number two, it's going to be mixed media. What that means is all of this is not just resin. So down here is resin. Then you have the bullets here. This is actually, the dog tags are real metal. The chain is real metal. This real hair. This is actually a t-shirt. And you can actually pull that. So this is a real t-shirt. You can actually see the pecs if you wanted to open the shirt up and stretch it out. And then it has real hair, obviously. So mixed media. And speaking of the hair has to be hand punched. So what that means is that you have to actually go in deep. You actually create a hairline. So all that hair has to be hand punched. Sometimes you can take shortcuts and glue a wig in. You got to do it very carefully though, because it could not look right. But I think for this piece, no shortcuts were made. They actually hand punched all the hair in, then they cut it and styled it with a comb, hairspray, etc. The eyebrows, the eyelashes, the stubble, the beard, all of that is hand punched. Now you can use real hair, that's an option, or in this case you can also use silk that approximates real hair very nicely. But definitely, when you touch it, it feels like it's real hair. And then finally, the eyes typically are going to be either glass or maybe acrylic. In this case, I believe they're glass eyeballs. Very real. And those are the components of the hyper-realistic effect. Okay, so I don't know how they did this exactly. Did they get a live cast of Hugh Jackman's face? Or again, did this Randy guy just happen to be a savant genius at capturing portraiture and he just free sculpted Jackman's face? I don't know. All I can tell you is the results are incredible. I do have a couple of 1:1 life-size platinum silicone busts, a lot of them by Howard S. And I think that this work stands up to the best of his. Looking at this thing, you can even see all the little details of the hair. I mean, he even has the chest hair punched in little by little, the stubble of the beard, the sideburns, the wrinkles of the skin, the damage, the claw marks, the blood, the bruises, the bullet right in here. It's just spectacular. There you go. Pretty heavy too. It came in a gigantic box, only 2 pieces, nothing to put together. You got the base, and then you have him on the base, that's it. The dog tags and the metal chain came in a small separate box for you to put together. True life size. You want to go a little bit closer? You can see that this is actually etched in. Serial number, Wolverine on one side, and then Logan on the other. Again, pretty amazing. Here's the claw marks here. Take a look over here. Bullet hole in the neck, right over here. Bullet hole, the chest. You can see some of the veining over here. You can actually see the superficial jugulars over here on the side. I'm gonna rotate them a little bit. See a side profile. And all of this is silicone. So sometimes companies actually cheat a little bit just to save. So they skimp on the silicone. And then lower down is just resin, or they put a very thin sheet of silicone over a core resin. But again, these guys didn't take any of those shortcuts. Let's turn to the back. Here I go here. And side profile on this side. The veins on that side, you can just see it popping out. Life-size portraits can oftentimes go wrong because, especially if it's of someone really famous, like say Carrie Fisher or Robert Downey Jr. or Hugh Jackman, it's sort of like a character that everyone knows, Arnold Schwarzenegger. If it's off by just a little bit, especially at the life-size level, then your brain and your eye are going to pick up on that. And sometimes, even if they're really, really accurate, different people just may think it's a little off, it's not good enough. I mean, I think I joke sometimes that like the real actor, Hugh Jackman, could maybe pretend to be a wax figure, and you're going to have collectors and you're going to have people look at him and go, oh, there's a little bit off about him. There's something a little bit off about his eyes, his nose. And I'm serious, it could be the real Hugh Jackman. And they would say, he's off. So it does show that there is, a lot of subjectivity in whether any portrait artist has really, nailed the likeness. And I have to tell you, when I look at him, I really see Hugh Jackman. I mean, I really think that they nailed his likeness. And it looks literally like, Wolverine is, in your house. The eyes, the human being, the wrinkles, the expression, the nose, the whole thing. Just everything comes together, the shadows. It really looks amazing. Now, just straight up, like this, he looks great. But if you put him under natural lighting situations, you can play with the light, he could look essentially creepy good, scary good, okay? Here you have it. I don't know how many of these they made. I don't know if they're sold out or not. Mine was number 61, and the amount of labor that must have gone into making these must just be tremendous. Again, no effort was spared in giving you the very best quality. This was released to Chinese collectors, obviously who already live near the distribution centers a couple months ago, and then it got sent out to the international collectors back in June. And so I think I'm one of the first who's gotten this piece, and take the time to sort of make this video, take a few pics, and get them out there. Is there any downsides? I mean, normally when we do these little video reviews, we try to talk about downsides. I don't know, I can't really think of any. I mean, everything is just so good. The packaging, can't complain. Mixed media, real metal, hand punched hair, quality A+, likeness, dead on. For a human being, for Hugh Jackman, for Logan, for the Wolverine, by whatever metric you measure it, by whatever standard you measure it, this thing exceeds everything. It's definitely one of the highlights of my collection. Definitely doesn't disappoint, and you know, I spent a lot of money on this thing, and I had a lot of pretty high hopes for this thing. All of it was met. The only thing which has nothing to do with the Korean studios is that obviously when he comes, you know, the hair is going to be a little bit fussed up, and so if you look at it, you know, his hair is a little bit poofy up top, and you compare it to the prototype looks a little bit better, but you know, that's to be expected. You have to have the guts to go in there, put a little bit of hairspray on him, style his hair, use a comb. You could do all of that. I'm pretty happy with the way he looks right now. You can make the hair look better if you really want to, but I'm just gonna leave him alone and just basically enjoy him. But maybe later on, you know, if I really feel like it, I'll try to get this done. The funny part is it actually comes with instructions. So if you move it aside, it actually comes with various instructions about how to protect it, how to clean it, and then how you unpackage it. You know, they say that you need to use a comb, hair gel, and a blow dryer. Actually, now the blow dryer can't be too hot. You don't want to damage the silicone, but you have to actually use like a static-free comb, a little bit of spray or gel, and a blow dryer, and then you can actually style it into the original. And again, there's some beauty shots of him with costumes and sunglasses and a hat. That's just breathtaking. So here he is. Been waiting for him for a long time, and he certainly does not disappoint. I'll try to give you some close-ups now. The pores of the skin, the eyes. I have this on off flash, so you can see sort of all the natural detail. You know, put a little bit of white hair in there, you know, a little bit. Here's his ear. I mean, this is just crazy. And you can do all of that. Kind of adjust it a little bit. This is actually resin. You can actually feel the bullet in there. Right here. Flesh. I mean, it just holds up. The closer you get, it doesn't fail. It just looks that good, no matter how close you get. This is high definition. So what can I say? Hugh Jackman's Logan. Immortalized for posterity. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.